We should never allow the government to decide what is acceptable speech and what is unacceptable speech. We should penalize behaviors, not opinions, and not speech. If you start trying to regulate speech, you start trying to regulate thoughts, start trying to regulate beliefs rather than behaviors, there's no way that you're not going to abridge the constitutional rights of millions of Americans.
hypocritical and condemning President Trump, saying this, saying that. And this is now how all the media outlets are about President Trump. They hate the guy so much that their bigotry and their communist viewpoints are upheld by how they see the Democrats. They love the Democrats. They love the communists, the socialists. And Channel 11 is top priority on that list as a station for Atlanta, because if you say something they don't like, now they just, first of all, they will ignore your comments or your questions, but they'll also block your particular Facebook name off their channel on Facebook. They have a web page for their own station, and what they do is they track people who say things that they don't agree with, and they put you on a blacklist, and then it actually knocks your name off of their channel. So you can go on the channel and look at stuff, but you can't comment, you can't leave, you can't do anything except look at what they're showing. Well, I sent a tweet to Twitter through Twitter to 11Alive's channel today, and I guarantee you, every other time I've done this, they never answer your comments, they don't answer your questions. So I emailed them back and I said, if you're not going to answer a person's inquiries as a consumer and as a viewer of your station, I'll leave my own comments on YouTube. Then enough people might find that what's going on at the station is so stupid, and it ticks off enough people, they might retaliate too and say, hey, maybe you'll all contact Channel 11 and ask the same question about my video today. Why has Channel 11, who up until 2009, when the station became totally digital, they had their own sub-channel for weather coverage. It's called Weather Nation. This is a national service where all the different television stations can choose to cover or air this particular nationwide service where they overview all the different parts of the United States. And within 15 minutes of these programs airing their programs, local networks or local stations can interrupt or cut in and do their own local forecasts. Well, Channel 11 used to do this, and it was so very much needed. It was really good because it helped you to find out what was happening. If there was severe weather, half the time Channel 11 never interrupts or preempts everything or anything to tell you about, like, there's a tornado in this region or there's a tornado here. They will take exception to that only if the tornado is north of Atlanta or in Atlanta. If you live south of Atlanta, they will never talk about it. They will say, well, it looks like it's heading down towards Noonan, or it's heading towards LaGrange, or it's heading towards Hogansville, and then Chris Holcomb will immediately switch right back and talk more about Atlanta or north of Atlanta. Even if there's nothing there, they'll go right back to that area of where they're discussing whatever, because in their interpretation, anything south of Atlanta from Fairburn down, it's unimportant. They don't care what happens here. Yeah, they do stories once in a while down in this area, like that there's somebody shot dead or something happens. But weather-wise, they don't put a priority on showing everything within their actual broadcast radius of where people can see their station. And they don't care whether or not you have a gripe or a concern about what they're airing on their station, because they don't think it's important. They don't care whether or not you don't like the fact that as a viewer that they've discontinued something that you needed or you enjoyed. And there's a lot of other people probably who also depended on that weather sub-channel for people to see the show, and know that if they're not going to preempt on their main station, channel 11.1, you could still watch channel 11.2 and see the weather as far as what was happening. Well, now they've obliterated it. There is no station now in Atlanta who does weather coverage on a sub-channel. That's 46 doesn't, 36 doesn't. 36 is a sister station to channel 11. They own that particular station. What do? They take channel 36's programming, and now they've substituted 11.2 for channel 36. Now they've put a simulcast of the same station from 36, and they're broadcasting it on 11.2 now. Now you can't see weather at all. Channel 5 doesn't have its own sub-channel for weather, nor does channel 2. nor does 69, nor does any of the Mexican stations in Atlanta, 34, 63. None of the other stations in Atlanta have a weather station. Only Channel 11 did. And now I think 11, what is 11 doing is they're retaliating against the fact that there's a lot of people in this state who are Trump supporters, and they hate the guys so much they're going to say, well, we're going to penalize you, and we're going to take away the option you had to get weather service or to get weather coverage of any kind. We're going to take it off our channel, and now you can't see it anymore. So I did this video because I wanted to let people know that if you feel the same way as I do, you really should try to contact the station through either Twitter or Facebook and tell them the same thing I've just said. We're fed up, we're ticked off that the station doesn't care about us as viewers. They care about only certain ones who they think meet their standard. And this is how communists look at everybody. If you're a Trump supporter, you're number one enemy for them, against them. They hate you as much as they hate Trump. And though we pay taxes and we're voters, they consider that we are now bigots, we're racists, we're this, we're that, because we support this man who is decent, respectful, has tried to bring this country's economy back to what Barack Obama destroyed for 8 years. And see, Channel 11 doesn't like anybody saying things against Barack Obama. And I've said things about Obama since the beginning for one reason. The guy's a dictator. The guy was, and still is, a communist. His agenda for the global world order continues through the Democrats, and they do it every single day. That's why people do not see Barack Obama as being the headmaster over the Communist Party, the Socialist Party of the Democrats, because they don't want to believe what he did for 8 years, so they deny it. And now they're bringing up all these other lies about Trump, saying, well, it's his fault that these hate crimes are happening where the Muslims are attacking the Jews. Folks, the Jews and the Muslims have been at war with each other for 2,000 years. You can't blame it on Trump. You can't say it's Trump's fault that this happened, because it wasn't him, it wasn't Trump that did anything. If anybody, it's the communists who are forcing the belief that we have to have a global dictatorship like Barack Obama in order to somehow bring unity to the world again. There was no unity when Obama was president. He divided this country even more than it is right now. Trump is trying to bring it together, but the communists are trying to split all of us apart even further. They're trying to say, this ain't the way it's supposed to work. We gotta have Barack Obama back in there. That's what the communists keep saying. We gotta have Obama in there because he's the only one that can bring about the new world order that several other presidents in the past have talked about, and that's specifically President Bush. Bush said during the Iraq War that there is a new world order coming. And after Bush said that several times on television, they've basically blacklisted it off of YouTube. They won't let people use that segment anymore because they don't want people to understand and realize that the New World Order is what Obama still pushes. It's what he's doing in his attacks through the communist Democrats against Trump and against you and me, who are the voters. Hillary Clinton was saying that. We got to get rid of the Electoral College. Once it's gone, it's gone. There's no chance for you or me to vote anymore for who we want to be president. But I say Channel 11 as a station is a supporter and a direct link to Barack Obama's New World Order because Obama controls every network in the country. He controls Fox, he controls CNN, he controls NBC, definitely NBC. They've been biased against Trump since the day he was inaugurated. Trump has been attacked by every network station since he was elected. And you never see or saw that sort of attitude towards Obama. They idolize Obama. They worship him. They worship that black's feet. He is to them what Barbara Walters kept saying right after Obama left in 2016, she said, we believed Obama was our Messiah. Well, an interpretation of Messiah is this. He is a Messiah, but he's a Mahdi. He's the 12th Imam Mahdi that the Muslims have been waiting for. Obama is a Messiah, but he's an anti-Messiah. He's the Antichrist. Obama proves that every day that he continues this attack against our freedoms, our rights as American citizens. And if we don't take a stand, folks, and we don't keep President Trump in there, when Bernie Sanders or Biden takes control, all they're going to do is bring Barack Obama back into the White House, and then they're going to say in one voice, he is now going to be the global world leader. There's not going to be a president anymore in America. There's not going to be an electoral college to people to vote from. It's going to be Barack Obama himself controlling everything and everybody. And when that happens, your freedoms, your rights, whatever few that we have, they're going to take them all. And then they're going to say you're going to pay 1,000,000% more in taxes so that we can give free medical coverage to every illegal that comes to this country. And they'll instigate all over America, especially here in Georgia. They're going to instigate sanctuary states. This means people can go out on the streets, they can shoot each other, and the police department will take no initiative, no action at all to stop this kind of action, or these attitudes, or these viewpoints. In California, they're already doing that. There are areas which are called red zones. These are sanctuary cities where people can go in there, they can practice any kind of hate crime they want, and the military nor can the police department stop these individuals from doing this. This is what the communists want for America, because once that happens, martial law is then instigated. If Obama doesn't come in the very day that Bernie Sanders becomes president, or Biden, once martial law is instigated, that's the end of our entire system of government. Which means then all they do is say, okay, Obama, martial law has now been initiated, you can come back and do whatever you intend to do as our global world leader. So don't pretend, folks, that what's happening is in any way President Trump's fault, because he didn't start it. Obama started it in 2008. Obama still continues it today, 12 years later. And the attacks and the hatred against Trump is criminal. And every person involved in these kinds of attacks against Trump should be arrested. They should be tried for treason, for conspiracy to overthrow the United States government, for collusion to try and to destroy America's global, its overall function as a government system. Because that's what the communists keep saying over and over again. We don't need freedom, we don't need guns, we don't need individual rights to vote. It should be up to the government to decide who is elected, blah, 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 blah. I say it's the millennial yuppie larvae, all the rest of them, who believe that the government should control everything about who we are as a country, and I say it has to end, folks. It must end. We must take responsibility as American citizens. Thank you.